Hi and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to SuperGrads. My name is Abhyansh Sir, and here is one more session on this book, Word Power Made Easy. So, as promised, we are trying कि word power made easy में जितने sessions हैं, जितने effective root words हैं, we are trying to cover them. So once you start reading the book, you have that upper edge, you have that advantage कि मुझे इस book के बारे में काफी कुछ पढ़ा है because काफी कुछ पता है because मैंने sessions देखे हुए हैं already. So once you're done with all the sessions, I would say book का 40-50% knowledge तो आपको हो जाएगा. So it's our last session on this series, students, and I have around 12 good words for you. When I say good words, I mean words जो important भी हैं, जिनके around हम story भी develop कर सकते हैं. So I hope everyone is ready. Hi guys, hi Zaid, hi Pixels, hi everyone. Let's begin with things, students. And what's different in today's session? I have a few images as well. उन images को देख के you should try and identify कि ये image क्या depict करता है, right? So let's begin with things, students. And here is our first image. And what do you see? You see a word also written there. So image क्या depict कर रहा है वो भी यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है. Now these are people that are convivial. Convivial means people who are extroverts. Convivial are convivial are people who connect, people who connect easily with others. People who connect easily with others, people who can strike a conversation easily with others. Now here we have a we have a prefix con, which is related to join, combine, mix, or add. So it's not just about limiting your focus to only a particular word. What matters that you build a lot of words based on that particular prefix, or if you find a root word, or if you find a suffix. So that is how you learn words, students, and that is our first word for today. That is convivial. और detail में देखते हैं what exactly is a convivial. So convivial is friendly, lively, enjoyable, especially in a party or a social setting. The dinner was filled with laughter and toast. A truly convivial evening. An evening that was very friendly, that was very sociable, where people interacted with each other. Now memory trick क्या हो सकता है? Sounds like carnival, like so convivial carnival ऐसे आप relate कर सकते हो. Convivial or carnival, this is how you can relate. All right, students. So that was the first word for today's session. That was the first personality type. And then again, it's not just about a single word. Building करो हमेशा. मैं ये कहता हूँ, the moment you learn a new word or even a root word, try and Google the word कि यार इस root word पे मुझे और कितने words मिल सकते हैं. And you'll be amazed to see some of the words that you'll find कि अच्छा इसमें ये root word था, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं था. So approach ऐसा ही होना चाहिए vocab building के लिए. Vocab building is a gradual process. You cannot complete vocab in a month or 2 months time. Rather, it's a gradual process. अभी से आप start करोगे, so you can expect to have a good vocabulary when it comes to the actual 2026 and 2027 IPMAT examinations. So that was your first word, students. Next up, again, I have an image, and I would like to ask, image देखकर क्या समझ में आ रहा है? Now you see image of Farhan Akhtar portraying Milkha Singh in the movie Bhag Milkha Bhag. What was one thing that you? Of course, there were many characteristics. There were many good adjectives to attach with the character of Milkha Singh. But there was one thing that he was doing, that he was not getting tired at any moment of time. He was relentless. He persisted on what he wanted to do. So he was not getting tired. He was not getting tired. So there's a word, students, if you understand what fatigue is. So fatigue is tiredness, fatigue is exhaustion, fatigue is, of course, there can be physical fatigue, there can be mental fatigue of things. But someone who doesn't get tired, someone who doesn't get fatigued, what do we have for him? We have a word indefatigable. So ye fatigable, this is again for fatigue. Now, tireless or someone who's never giving up. Her indefatigable spirit kept the team motivated even at midnight. So, in day fatigue, that is not getting fatigued. Not getting fatigued. So, if you guys have prior knowledge of what fatigue is tiredness, fatigue is exhaustion. Of course, as I said, there are two types of fatigue: mental fatigue, hota hai, physical fatigue, hota hai. But one who never gets tired, one who never gets exhausted, is indefatigable. So that was your word, students. Next up, what do we see? What do you see in this image? What do you see in this image, students? Of course, image will help you answer a lot of things in today's session. What adjective would you like to associate to this image? What adjective would you like to associate to it? So here you see the army officer giving candies to kids. Now, these kids, if I am to describe these kids are innocent. These kids are naive. So, what is the word that we have for people who are very innocent, people who are very naive? So, the word here is ingenuous. Ingenuous, again, ingenuous is something that you can associate with those kids in a war area, in a border area. So, honest, innocent, and naive. His ingenuous questions made us realize how complex we had made a simple issue. Now, there's one more word that is similar in spelling, not in pronunciation, but it can be mistaken as this one. So this one is ingenious, which is clever, which you could say is the opposite of ingenuous. There's a difference of you and I. Okay. So I people, you can say they are associated with self. One people who are concerned about themselves, they are clever, you can say. And you, of course, आप याद रख सकते हो, who are innocent and naive and honest. So this was the third word, students, and not just the third word, I would say. दोनों words important हैं, दोनों words confusing हैं. IPMAT इंदौर एग्जाम की अगर मैं बात करूं, so there are questions from confusable words as well, and इनका usage काफी important है. So that was our third word, students. What image do we have now? So what do we see here and how can we understand what does this image mean? क्या word यहाँ पे मिल रहा है? क्या context यहाँ पे चल रहा है? So image में I would say the person is searching into someone's brain. मतलब brain के अंदर घुस के भी कोई काम कर रहा है. That means he has a lot of attention to detail. एक ही बात को समझने की मतलब I would say minute details पर भी work कर रहा है. That is what the image is all about. Now, what is that word that we have, students? The word is perspicacious. The word is perspicacious. Very insightful and mentally sharp. Her perspicacious observation uncovered the flaw in the plan instantly. So, very insightful, mentally sharp, giving attention to detail. Attention to detail. Now, spec is to see, so you can see through things, you can see everything. That is what a perspicacious person is. And of course, it's an adjective. So very insightful. एक एक चीज minute details पे work करना, that is exactly what a perspicacious person does. So that was our fourth word for the session, students. Here we have an image and we have to see कि भाई ये image क्या express कर रही है. So, what is this old lady doing here? She is offering you some fruits. So of course, एक अगर word power मेरी सी book से ही चलूं, so I would say she is altruist. She is an altruist. She has altruistic approach. Help करना दूसरों के लिए. But there are more words than altruist as well. So altruist is one of them. The other word is magnanimous, and the extreme form, people who are highly generous and kind, and people who donate a lot of money for the welfare. Those people are philanthropists. So she's not a philanthropist, I would say, but she is magnanimous. Magnanimous is someone who's generous, noble, forgiving. He was magnanimous in victory, praising his opponent's efforts as well. So Magna is great, and animus is soul. So someone who's a great soul. This lady, this granny was a great soul. This granny was a great soul. So that is what magnanimous is. Again, images देखो. I hope these images can have an impact. क्योंकि image से चीजें याद रखना easy होता है. Vocabulary के लिए there are multiple ways. आप root words पढ़ सकते हो, आप images से देख सकते हो, आप context में समझ सकते हो. So whatever works best for you, I think आपको वो follow करना चाहिए. So that was magnanimous students. Next up, we don't have an image. We have a word that is versatile. Versatile. Now, versatile is someone who's an expert in many fields. We say he's a versatile singer, versatile actor, versatile actress. That means an actor who can perform multiple roles equally well. Multiple roles equally well. ठीक है, different roles play कर पा रहा है. Like we say for Akshay Kumar, यार अक्षय कुमार, although predominantly बहुत लोगों को कॉमेडी में अच्छा लगता है, but अक्षय कुमार in comedy, अक्षय कुमार in action, अक्षय कुमार even in romantic movies looks good. So that is what versatile is, able to adapt or do many things well. She's a versatile performer. She can sing, dance, and write screenplays. She can sing, she can dance, and she can write screenplays. So verse means to turn, and that means can turn easily from one task to the other. एक interest अभी singing चल रहा था, singing session खत्म हुआ quickly. These are the people who just have this ability to switch on and switch off so quickly कि एक task से दूसरे task में तुरंत चले जाते हैं. So that is what versatile is, students. Next up, we have the word stoical. Now, stoic people are the ones who are unbothered by pain or pleasure. There's one more word for it, that is sang-froid, meaning unbothered by pain or pleasure. Unbothered by pain or pleasure, that means people who remain calm in every situation. They have this poker face in every situation. Pain है तो भी एक ही जैसा expression. खुश है तो भी एक ही जैसा expression. That is what stoical people are. So enduring pain or hardship without complaining, the soldier remains stoical even after a grueling march in the desert. So again, it is taken from Stoic school of philosophy, ancient Greece. That is the history of the word. Again, history of the word बता देते हैं, but I don't think that will help you a lot. So being stoic means you are standing rock solid as a stick, as a statue. आपको फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है पेन से, प्लेजर से. That is exactly what stoical behavior is. So that was your seventh word for today's session, students. Next up, we have an image. Now we have beer grills. Beer grills. ठीक है, फ्रॉम मैन वर्सेस वाइल्ड. वी हैव बियर ग्रिल्स फ्रॉम मैन वर्सेस वाइल्ड. और इंडिया में तो कुछ लोग बियर ग्रिल्स को बियर गिल भी बोल देते हैं. इट डजंट मैटर व्हाट दे कॉल हिम. बट द मोमेंट आई लुक एट बियर ग्रिल्स, द वन थिंग दैट कम्स टू माय माइंड कि डरता नहीं है. if you have seen man versus wild, there are some places where you would see कि यार ये कैसे हो रहा है, क्या इसको डर नहीं लगता है. So that is exactly what I want to convey here. That is the word that we are heading towards. The word here is intrepid. Now the word trepidation is fear. Trepid or trepidation is for fear. So intrepid is someone who's fearless, someone who's adventurous. Intrepid bear drills. ऐसे याद रख सकते हो. So the intrepid journalist went deep into the conflict zone of for the story. Imagine कोई वॉर सिनेरियो चल रहा है, वहां पर आपको रिपोर्टर दिख रहा है भाई, वो बुलेट प्रूफ जैकेट वगैरह पहना हुआ है, वहां से रिपोर्टिंग कर रहा है, हेलमेट पहना हुआ है. सो यू कैन इमेजिन दैट सिचुएशन एज वेल. सो यू कुड से दैट द जर्नलिस्ट इज आल्सो इंट्रेपिड. So in is not, and trepid is related to fearful. So that was our word, students, intrepid, for today's session. Next up, we have scintillating, 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 sparkling, sparkling. So it is related to colors, it is related to excitement, dazzlement. That is what scintillating is. So sparkling, brilliantly clever, or amusing. Her scintillating wit had the whole room laughing in minutes. थिन स्पार्क्स फ्लाइंग फ्रॉम योर ब्रेन. ऐसा इमेज आप इमेजिन कर सकते हो कि आप बैठे हो और यहाँ पे ऐसे थिन स्पार्क्स आपको दिख रहे हैं, dazzling लाइट्स आपको दिख रही है. दैट इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट scintillating is. नेक्स्ट अप वी हैव अ वर्ड कॉल्ड अर्बेन. नाउ अर्बेन के दो ऑपोजिट होते हैं. दीज वर्ड्स आर आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. वर्ड्स लाइक uncouth, words like uncouth, words like boorish. Words like uncouth and boorish, these are opposite. The moment I make a cross, it is to signify that these words are the antonym for this word. Now, meaning suave, polished, courteous, especially in sophisticated manner. Someone who's well dressed, well behaved, well spoken. That those kind of people are urbane people. So he impressed the board with his urbane manners and confident charm. Urban basically city से होता है. So city bred charm, but जितना important urbane है उतना ही important है हमारे words uncouth, uncouth behavior, and we say boorish behavior. Behaving like the correct Hindi word I would say should be गवार. गवार जैसी हरकतें करना, बिल्कुल uncivilized हरकतें करना. That is what uncouth and boorish are. That is what the words uncouth and boorish are. Next up, we have an image. Now, what do you see in this image? ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई romantic movie चल रही है. Rather, this person, he's feeling bored, I think. That is why he's sleeping. So, the word that I have is something related to getting bored by something. The word is related to getting bored. So, ये कोई movie देखने आए, you can tell me the name of any movie that you watched recently, and that was boring. So the word here is ennui, students. ENNUI, it is pronounced ennui because, of course, it's a French term. So boredom from lack of interest or excitement. The long lecture filled the room with a sense of ennui. Someone's lecture can be can create a lot of boredom. So that in that sense, again, you can use the word ennui. So that was ennui for you, students. And the last, one of my favorite images, one of my favorite movies, I would say, फिर हेरा फेरी का ही कोई scene है. So in this movie, what happens? अक्षय कुमार स्कीम दे दे के राजपाल यादव को बेचारे को फंसा देता है कि आपके पैसे डबल हो जाएगी, something like that, which of course doesn't happen. So Rajpal Yadav is fooled. He's tricked into believing कि उसके पैसे डबल हो जाएंगे. And he did not check anything. He easily trusted Akshay Kumar. So what are the words that we have for it? The word is gullible. Easily fooled or deceived. ठीक है. Again, example, आप ये अगर image याद रख पाओ of Rajpal Yadav getting tricked by Akshay Kumar in this movie, I think that is exactly what gullible is. So easily fooled or deceived. Scammers love targeting gullible people who believe fake messages. Okay? So that is all for the words, students. Yes, Zaid, that is exactly what I wanted to say. कि अक्षय कुमार उसको इतने चालाकी से अपनी बातों में फंसाता है. And he trusted him. बिल्कुल उसको कोई शक ही नहीं था. वो तुरंत पैसे ले आता है. Now there's one more word, students, for gullible, and that is credulous. So credulous people are also the ones that trust people easily. एग्जाम में gullible भी आता है, एग्जाम में credulous भी आता है. If you go back and look at the previous year papers, you'll realize that. So that is gullible, students. I'm done with teaching the words, but I want to have a quick revision with these six. So I would say एक बार ये सारे words देखो and tell me which word would you use in which context. किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कौन सा वर्ड आप यूज करने वाले हो. Now, a person who tells brilliant jokes and lights up the room. So, someone who interacts, someone who gets the conversation going, I think that kind of a person is a convivial person. It's a convivial personality. Hi, Shravani. I hope everyone is doing well. No, for the first, I would say a person who tells brilliant jokes and lights up the room. That means he interacts with people very well. He connects with people very well. Those kind of people are convivial. Someone who forgives their cheating opponent. माफ कर दे रहे हैं, छोड़ दे रहे हैं, बड़े दिल वाले लोग. Magnanimous people. I can give you a minute more if you wish to go through them once again. Now everyone is ready. So let's answer question number three, students. Your friend who never tires even during exam season. Just like the example that I gave for Bhag Milkha Bhag. No fatigue. What is that word for no fatigue, students? Indefatigable. The guy who brings snacks and smiles to every gathering. What personality are we talking about here? Smiles to every gathering. So the person is innocent and naive, ingenuous. Ingenuous. A no nonsense intellectual who notices every little thing is perspicacious. Too trusting, falls for pranks, gullible, credulous. I think this was the last word that we studied in today's session. All right, students. So this was the first set of six words. Let's move to the other set. I can give you a couple of minutes to go through them. And I want you guys to tell me the answers in the chat section, students. Now, stylish, smooth talking executive. That means he is well mannered, lives in cities, lives in urban areas. So it is urbane. Someone you trust because they are so honest and open. Who is honest and open, students? What is that word here? I think magnanimous can be one. Calm in crisis. This is stoical. Almost always trying new things from painting to pottery. That means he is into many interests. That person who's very good in multiple things is a versatile. Hates doing the same thing for long when someone who's easily bored is ennui. And the last word that we have climbs cliffs and explores cave like it's nothing again. Indefatigable. No fatigue, people. No fatigue. Indefatigable. So, dear students, that was all for today's session. That was all for this series of the book. That was all for this series of the book Word Power Made Easy. I have made 5 YouTube videos on it. आप जाके live में check कर सकते हो. And if you're new to the channel, I would say just go and watch those videos. Subscribe to the channel if you want to get updates for the upcoming series. That is all from my side, students. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.